Good morning, guys. Well, me and AJ tried to start an early morning. We got the truck and trailer across the road. We still got to go to the fair. We're supposed to pick everything up on the fair Monday afternoon or Tuesday morning. Here we are Thursday. We still haven't got stuff picked up from the fair. So we're headed there. We also got a bunch of other swaps to do at other shops. But I showed you guys yesterday all the bucket trucks lined up. They were all the way out to here, across, double, triple lined, and then the party bus. And as soon as I pulled in this morning, the pump truck's sitting here. And the pump truck man doesn't wait on anybody. He needs to get busy. What he's doing is cleaning up the tanks. It's a recycle company. For you guys that don't realize, when you have a shop, you have oil and you have gas and you have things. You can't just dump them on the ground. So this company comes out and pumps everything. So he was sitting here, not such a small truck, and we had to get him accommodated very quickly because we didn't want him to leave. We've been waiting on him to get here for a while. That's the last step. Inside there's some tanks and other things that we're not going to utilize. Previous business in here did. We're not going to utilize them anymore because we're not going to do any service work in that area. Just going to be cleaning and storage. So we're getting those tanks out of here. To get them out, we had to get hundreds and hundreds of gallons of fluids pumped out. Like 20 things in there times, shucks, it might be like 600 gallons of stuff getting pumped out and recycled. You can see Atlantic. If you ever have a shop or anything, I'm sure you've used those guys. So anyway, we had to do the quick morning shuffle to get things done, and we got it done. Mike was out here. We jump started some of these. Some of them we had to find the keys. We moved them all around. Got to get Calvin in here. Probably gonna need one more good cut, and I think everything's going to be good for the year. But we had this place looking like a freaking golf course. People thought we were fertilizing it. I told a couple of the neighbors in the back, joking. They said, "What are you going to do there?" I said, "I'll open up a golf course." What? I said, yeah. We can put in at least 4 or 5 holes in there, a little sand trap. They're like, "Oh, man, it looks really good." I'm like, "I'm just joking, guys. Not going to be a golf course. Could do putt-putt." Speaking of putt-putt, funny story. I bought a house not far from here, rental flip house, and it was a lot of stuff. Dad went down there, scrounged through it for days. I mean, it was one of those houses you thought you were gonna find some buried treasure, like packed, hoarder packed. Man passed away. His sons didn't want it. Matter of fact, I gave his sons, because they were disgruntled, I said, "Look, y'all go through this house. One of y'all can go on Monday, one of y'all can go on Tuesday, one of y'all can go Wednesday, whatever y'all want to do." I gave him like 2 weeks before we even went in there. So you would have thought you would have found a buried treasure in there for sure. I don't think we found anything. But my Uncle David did take away some putt-putt. The man had a full, like 9-hole putt-putt course. And he took that. And then I think we, I don't know, donated, gave away, did something. Had a really nice ramp. Handicap ramp. So that was pretty cool. I can't exactly remember what happened to that, but I know it went to a good home. But the putt-putt course was pretty funny, and he set it up for his grandchildren and used it in the front yard for years. I don't think it's still there. I was just there not long ago. I didn't see it. But yeah, that was a putt-putt course, and he took it home. I mean, it was all laid out in the green grass, the whole deal. It was pretty cool. So speaking of putt-putt, we could have a heck of a putt-putt course. There ain't a putt-putt around here. Oh, yeah. We could have a whole thing, the pirate ship, the whole 9 yards. Yeah. Ain't no putt-putt around here. I think a go-kart track would be better. We had the go-kart track over here and the putt-putt over there.
No, I had a go-kart track across the road.
Oh, yeah, we go over. We go over. If we're going to build anything going over the road, it's going to be going over the road to over there. So, all right, guys, we got to go to the fair. We got to load up the monster truck. We got to bring the any-level truck back. We got to get the trailer. Alvin is getting ready to knock out the Polaris, which I told you guys yesterday. That's going to Arizona. We got one of our contractors, a good long-term customer of ours, stopping by. Matter of fact, that's him calling now, to look at a couple of the enclosed trailers. So be back at you in a little bit. All right, guys. So we took this trailer in May to the Rods and Custom Car Show, or whatever the actual name for it is, down in Outer Banks. And while we're down there, I picked up these 4 semi hard to find 90 size Honda motors. And Brian and Daniel helped me move them. They're like, you don't need, I was so excited. I was like, you're not going to use them. You're not going to do anything with them. I'm like, I'm going to do something with them. I'm going to clean them, might rebuild them. And I have rebuilt a few since. But here we are in September. All 4 of them are still there. And I don't know which one said it, but somebody said, next time you use that trailer, they're going to still be laying in the same place. And, well, one of them 2 was right. One of them was in the back of Grimace and flipped over. I think it was the one with the head off. And it filled the bed of Grimace up with oil. Daniel pulled into the gas station to get fuel. Something's dripping out of the bed. He's like, holy crap, truck's got a leak. He opens the, we had a cover on the bed. He opens it up. Sure enough, motor turned upside down. They had to put their luggage in the back of it, so we had to clean it up real good. So sometimes, guys, some of my decisions might not be the best, but there are 4 US 90 motors here that we will one day do something with, for sure. Was that the hearse beeping? Was it? Oh, it was TJ? Oh, okay. You guys can't hear the horns anymore. I guess our mic system has taken care of, not fixed a lot. Now you can't hear the horn beeping, but one of these days we will do a horn count. So off to the fair to load up the monster truck. Be right back at you.
Let's do it.
All right, we're driving this dirty, dusty dually, but I've told you guys about this particular truck before, and we continue to use it because it's actually a really good, usable, functional truck. This was actually a TV show, previously used truck. The Toy Makers, if you haven't ever watched it, David Aiken, great guy. He came in person. We had a fresh, new 2024, 5, whatever it was, dually, black, exactly what he wanted. He drove up. He's actually built some vehicles for a customer of ours, so that's how we had the connection. And we did a little clip with him. Did that ever get posted?
Mm-hmm.
It did? Okay, so did a little clip with him. Pretty cool guy. Really cool guy, actually. Built some amazing stuff. So he's been using this truck since 2017. It's got 364,000 miles on it. Now I tell you guys all the time, there is nothing on our lot that I wouldn't use personally. I showed you guys yesterday. I'm driving that one of the cheapest, less expensive trucks we have in stock. I'm driving it every day. Well, no different with this one. We've been to Pennsylvania. Heck, Raymond has been across the country with it several times. It's gooseneck. It's easy to hook up to our monster truck trailer. He's been to Florida. We've been all over with this truck. It's been a great truck, so we're not scared of it. Of course, knowing this 6.7 Ford, for you guys out there, you already know this, I'm preaching to the choir, it's had the injectors done. It's had the fuel system done. It's had the fuel pumps done. It's had the lines done. It's got a devastation kit on it, meaning if the pump ever fails, it catches it with an extra filter. There's a lot of things you got to do to a 6.7, obviously, once the miles get higher. It's got a new turbo. He had replaced a lot of parts along the way also, but we did a fair amount of maintenance when we got it because we wanted to make sure it was ready. It had a couple codes. It currently has no check engine lights. It does have a tire light, and that tire light is because this particular truck has tractor trailer tires and wheels. And when you're driving on this bumpy road here, you do remember it has tractor trailer tires and wheels a little bit because you can see me over here doing a little bounce. Of course, they flat spot, so they'll smooth out a little bit. Last person to drive this was Daniel when we went to Pennsylvania, and he realized it had airbags. And of course, AJ, we got to remember that. Person needs to put it on there. It's got a remote control and everything, so it's got remote control airbags that we forgot it had, or didn't even probably know it had. So been using it without them for a while. But great truck. Again, if something's on the lot or something's for sale, we're gonna back it up that we use it. While we're driving, yesterday, that video about business struck a chord with a lot of people. Man, it just hit home with a lot of people. And I don't think you've even got it on TikTok yet, do you? You do have it on TikTok? Okay, cool. Well, it really struck a chord wherever it's posted at because I got a ton of text, a couple phone calls, and some emails. And of course, there's some comments too you guys can read. It is crazy. Well, it's crazy now. I saw on the news last night, and I rarely ever watch the news, about a lot of different places closing and cutting back, and so there's a lot of changes coming in this world. But we've gotten to this inflated level, and there's just no way to fix it, unfortunately. The government's the only one that can. And we don't have COVID again. We're not throwing away millions and billions and trillions of dollars just for no reason. Which unfortunately, a lot of the COVID money helped the wrong people, not the right people that were suffering through COVID restrictions and things like that. But anyway, that video really struck a chord, and there's so much more to it. Even my mom said, you forgot about a couple things related to our business. I was trying to make it general business. I've done one for you guys in the past. You can scroll back, showing the expenses in our business. They never stop. There's a bill every day, if not two every day. Every day, there's a bill that comes in for something, whether it be advertising, fuel, credit cards, insurance for employees. It never ends. It just never stops. Not to mention the overhead, which is what she was reminding, the overhead of the vehicles and the expenses that go along with it. So I tell people a lot of times, a lot of my guys have overheard me say it to people, to start, the only thing I can relate to the most would be the marina business or the car lot business. I can already assure you, there is no possible way to start a marina in today's time between buying the land, doing the infrastructure, if they will even allow it. That's getting past all of the engineers and all of the DEQ. You could never do it and make a profit. The only people you see these days at all successful in that type business are these venture capitalists, where they're just pushing money away that's not theirs. They're spending and spending and spending it. I guess one day it has to balance out. It makes no sense to me at all, and I'm a pretty smart business guy. But you can't do it. It will not support a profit. The car business is the same way. If you have to go and buy real estate, build on that real estate, go out and buy millions of dollars worth of inventory, which adds up fast. That's not a big number, even though it sounds crazy to say that. Especially in our world, some of those tow trucks and other things, they're $150,000 a pop. You go through money pretty quick. You can't do it. You will go in the hole every day. There's not enough business out there. So I think that's why we see so many organic businesses that have been, organic's not the right word, more generational business, because they have absorbed those expenses that I'm talking about yesterday. But again, those equipment companies I'm referring to that have closed recently and sold off a lot of their stuff to us and others, bulldozers and backhoes and trailers and service trucks, that stuff's expensive. Once you pay for it, it is paid for, but it's still an asset that needs maintenance and upkeep. And those guys, they were still making a profit, but they were only making a profit because they had $10 million worth of paid for equipment that the next guy didn't. So if they went to a bid meeting, their expenses were tremendously different than the new guy. The new guy's got a payment on all that stuff. He factors in his bills, his guy's time, and all of his overhead. This other guy figures it the same way, but he doesn't have to figure his expenses of his items and his equipment because they're paid for. That's not the right way to do it, but that's the way these guys do it. Then eventually they figure they're working for free and they give up. So again, it struck a chord in so many different ways. There were so many things guys pointed out, like you forgot this or that. Again, I can only preach on the few businesses that I am directly involved with day to day, but I see enough of them. We sell to contractors, we sell to tow company owners, we sell to equipment guys, we sell freaking school buses to camps. We definitely sell to all kinds of, hopefully that radio hadn't been on too much. We don't get a problem on that. We sell to people that do pavement work, road work, construction work. So we see all the different walks of life: roofers, framers, tire shop owners. I mean, again, it's just endless, the different people that we deal with. I think in our business, we get to deal with a more diverse demographic of people all the time. Look, there's one of those
box trucks, the bread trucks.
Yeah. All right, guys. So we sell a lot of those from Dominion Energy. There's one of them in use right there. They've got the airbag squatted down so they can get in and out of it. They're working, it looks like, in a pothole or over to the side. That's basically a mobile command center. I'm glad we saw that in action, because we sell a lot of those things, and I tell people that is one of the most versatile, other than our bucket trucks. It's got an onboard generator, it's got aluminum and stainless shelving in it. Those things are great. We don't have any right now, I don't think, right? Sold out. Sold out. Last one we sold to one of our local customers, actually the man with the 6-door, and he loves it. He does flip houses and renovations, and it's perfect for what he does with it. But there was one of them right there in use. That was perfect timing. So pulling up to the county fair, Chesterfield County, right next to the school I graduated from. And we're going to grab the monster truck, the any level truck, load up, get this stuff back, and get started with the rest of the day. Oh, there's another one. I'll be dang.
Oh, they must be doing underground lines.
Yeah. See, they're working in the hole, so they're probably fishing stuff to the guy at the other end. There's 2 of those trucks in work right now. I think it even had an air compressor and like a hydraulic pump in it too. They had a lot of different stuff, and a lot of those guys, when they go down underneath, they actually pump oxygen in those too. So it could have had some sort of pump system in it. But this little area here, Krause Road, these are the tech school. I didn't ever go to the tech school, but Career and Technical Center. This is where they actually have a body shop class and a few other things that are really cool trades still taught. I think this is where Dylan went, right? Yeah, so Dylan, one of our previous employees, and still a kind of a part-time employee if we need him, his dad worked for us for forever, for 40 years ago. Then his son came to work for us, Dylan, and he went to the school there for body shop tech. Might still be going there. There's fairgrounds. Doesn't look quite the same as when the fair was here. I don't even think I captured any fair videos. Did you go? You didn't go? I don't think I got any fair videos. I might have got 1 or 2 of Blakely. Dang it, we should have gone and make it right there. We'll make a loop around.
At least we don't have to jump the fence this time.
Yeah, we don't have to jump the fence. Did we ever put that video up?
I don't think so. We'll add it in.
Put it in here. Yeah. So we did have to manually let ourselves out of this facility last time. And what I mean by that is this gate here is, you might as well say, almost a mile away from the other gate. And this is where they were letting you out. And we'd already parked everything at the far end of the other parking lot. So me and AJ, me first, AJ followed because he didn't want to make the mile trip one way and a mile trip the other. And we did exit over the gate. So I hope you guys enjoyed that little comical piece. Do you have it in that phone? Okay.
It's in my phone.
All right, cool. All right, so we're gonna load up.
How we have to exit the fair. Unfortunately.
I don't know if this will work, AJ.
That's a far. If you want to jump, I'll jump down there. But if you want to jump, that's a decent fall. That's not.
What's wrong, AJ? Why are you on that side of the fence? I'm on this side of the fence.
Make me climb a damn fence.
We gotta get out of the fair somehow.
Watch me be the one to slip, playing around. That is steep.
There you go. Believe it or not, the monster truck started. We brought jump boxes and everything, but it was good. The any level truck started. We got a little tree limb up on the top and a big spider. AJ doesn't like spiders.
Nope.
I guess I'm driving them off.
Oh, it's gone. It's gone. You pull it down?
He didn't climb back up. That was a big spider over there.
No.
All right, guys, I want you to capture this real quick. We'll try to walk this way, but we may get interrupted, unfortunately, in the office. But we get a lot of car carriers and a lot of things transported. I've had a few of these in the past, but we've never been able to capture it. They get in and out of here so freaking fast sometimes we don't even get a chance to grab the camera and the mics. But check that thing out right there. Now, of course, he's also loading up a freaking cool Jeep that was never made. That is a 4-door early generation Jeep that was stretched, which is crazy in itself. But it also has an LS and a full, basically, Suburban or Tahoe driveline. But he's trying to get it to fit up in that enclosed trailer, and he's very possibly going to make it fit. We hope so. But check that thing out with a hydraulic back end that closes and surrounds the Jeep. Pretty freaking wild. And it's actually 2 parts to it. You got the front section with cars, and I think you drive through a set of ramps to the ends of that, and then the back section. So it's sweet in itself. It is wild. But we had them come sometimes super late. Mike had one time that he was trying to do a video, and you would have thought he videoed it through a piece of busted glass on a potato, because you couldn't even hardly make out what it was. But bless his heart, he was here like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, helping them get loaded. So I feel like we're going to have to help him get loaded too. But check it out. Really cool. Awesome transporter. These guys stay on the road. I think he's in. Yeah, I think he's good. We always try to help him load and, you know, guide them and measure. We had to give this guy measurements ahead of time, so hopefully the measurements worked out proper. Looks like he's checking it now. But they secure everything from $1 million cars to $2,000 cars. Y'all guys comment if you heard that beat. I don't think you hear it any longer. These mics are really spot on without having a lot of background noise. But me and AJ had found a cool thing, and we were going to do like a beep counter. We'd be like 1, 2 throughout the videos, go through, count the numbers. But getting these videos done and edited is enough in itself. Also, another thing I noticed, and I want you guys to realize, you'll see sometimes I'll stumble on my words and I'll catch back up. I think that's where a lot of people cut and edit. If you look at some of the best guys out there producing content right now, you can see where they splice their video 12 or more times. Now, of course, they add in some more exciting things and they clip it differently, but we try to run through this in live time. A lot of these guys are posting stuff weeks, 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, and they're sitting there going through and clipping and every little mishap. So you will see some things. I'll call a V10 a K10, or, you know, this or that sometimes. It gets a little overwhelming, but I try to keep it running so the guys don't have to go back and they don't have to clip, just like me starting that four-wheeler a little bit ago. We could have clipped it and I could have pulled it in one time, but I'd rather y'all see what really happened. I forgot to turn the fuel on. I forgot to turn the switch on. But that's real life. That's how things happen. So we're going to give that man a hand real quick. Oh, dang, he's already got it up. Check that out. Wild, man. You check out that rig right there. That is freaking phenomenal. And it's going enclosed. So for the Jeep with the top, I think that one's going down south a fair ways. It keeps the top from getting all beat up and tore up, so it works out really well. That guys will get it just as nice as it left here, so that's really cool. So on to the next thing. We got a lot more to show you guys today. Well, Christian has found a new area to do his videos. We always thought he might be like stopping at a coffee shop or a donut shop when he left here to go take pictures, but he was really truly only going to find a nice quiet area to take pictures and not be interrupted, because if you try to do it on the car lot or across the street, just like just now, me and him were having a little meeting in the back room, and absolutely no problem. We love our customers. We had a guy traveling through from the north to the south, and we had to stop. So then we got to restart and do things all over again. So sometimes you do need your quiet space. We thought across the street, well, I thought building showroom number 1 over there was going to be quiet space. Never happened. Thought across the road, literally told my guys that maybe we won't even open the gate over there during the day. That didn't happen. So now he has finally found his happy little place over here. Other than getting the horn blown at him, are you just thumb out? Like, are you hitchhiking? No. He gets the horn blown at him a lot. He has a quiet spot. So the 71 Broham Ford, that's what you called it, right?
Yes, sir.
Broham? Here's how you spell it. Y'all correct us. I don't know how you can correct us by doing a comment, though, because they're just going to be able to type Broham. Yeah. But this car does need, it's been sitting. The ad says it needs some love. It needs some love, but it's a pretty cool car. What is it, 10 grand? 10 grand. It runs and drives. The 80, how old was he? 85? 85 or 87-year-old man drove it here to trade it in and get a classic Ford Thunderbird from us. So again, it's, you know, It's something if your grandpa had one or your grandma had one, you just buy it to reminisce about it. It's an LTD Ford Brougham or Broham. Big body two-door car. Also the perfect car for the demolition derby, but we probably can't afford to put it in a demolition derby. Also got the rig back from the fair. I think you guys saw that in the clip before. But pause it real quick. We're going to go into the shop area. So we just walk over here past the bucket trucks, and we had to move those in a hurry this morning. What time is it, Christian? That was at 8 a.m. It's 11:30. Just turned one of them off. Battery was dead, so you let it run and charge a little bit. So it's had 3.5 hours of charging, so it should be, I think it'd be charged up. We also just had a gentleman that was here ask about shirts. We are updating everything on the website. If you go on davisautosales.com and you see a shirt on there, it's available, right, Christian? It's available. Sizes, everything's pretty freaking organized. So we told you guys we're pumping out barrels. We got a bunch of barrels pumped out. We got a bunch of barrels moved. There was about 40 barrels in here. That was accumulation from this company that basically worked on pressure washers. Yeah, I think they're pretty good. Used oil from draining them, kerosene, diesel fuel, whatever. So got it all pumped out and cleaned up. Got us, speaking of that, a nice big Mac Daddy hot water pressure washer, which is going to help a ton in the cleaning process, especially during the winter. What a lot of people don't understand is when we start getting sub-freezing temperatures, cleanup stops. Can't spray water because we do everything outside. Even bringing it in, it's frozen, so it takes a while. So using the hot water, though, yes, if it's outside or below freezing, it's still going to freeze. Hot water freezes faster than cold. Do you know that?
I do.
Yes. You can take a bowl of hot water, and if it's really cold, you can throw it, and it'll turn to ice in the air. Do you know that?
I've seen those videos.
Yeah, well, if it's cold water, I guess it doesn't do that. Now, that was something my dad always told me, because when I used to give water to my dogs, I was like, it's really cold, Dad. The water thing's frozen. I'm going to give them warm water. And he said, it freezes faster. I always thought it was a myth. I guess it's not. But this should help a lot on cutting through grease and everything else. We've got to wire it in. It's a gas-operated unit, not gasoline. It's natural gas or propane or whatever. So we do have to wire it in. That's going to be a good addition. The shelving, we're going to move around. I think we're going to paint some of it. And then we'll have room in here. You guys threw in your input. But the plan is to have room for 3 cars this way, car this way, car that way. Partly reconditioning, partly storage and overflow. But the nice thing about this building is got drain in the floor, so it can wash indoors. Problem is, can't wash with a pressure washer indoors because these cars sitting over here get sprayed. So you got to do it with a water hose, and Alvin doesn't quite like using a water hose unless he absolutely has to. But a really cool, nice, I call it like a red iron type building. It's not just a carport enclosed. We got a bathroom. Some of you guys might have seen our walkthrough in here before, but we are getting so much closer to this becoming a reality. Got wash sink, water. We don't have to deal with that stupid water company for bottles. Yeah. We got to reset the toilet, but yeah, there's the toilet. Sit on the toilet. But bathroom's all painted up. We did our traditional white and black theme as always, but it also, the black is so good for not showing grease and dirt because you will get greasy and dirty. It's going to happen. So, but we got to move this stuff around. It'll really open it up once we do. Got heat already in here, no air conditioning, but lots of different fans and ventilation. Got the skylights replaced. That turned out really freaking good. And of course, we got some carcasses of some four-wheelers around here, believe it or not. This one's really cool. I was going to bring y'all kind of a debut about these. I've got a really, really nice refinished one, far nicer than this one. This is probably my second most decent one, and then that one there. These things run amazing. Most people never saw them. These are 2 different years because you can see the differences in the colors right here. But this was the oil tank. This was the fuel tank. This thing's been sitting here for about 3 weeks. Let's see how lucky we get. Give her a little choke. Well, not so lucky. Oh, fuel's off. Yep, turn the fuel off. Forgot about that. Let's see what we get now. Gotta turn the key on. Foul. What about that? So if you remember to turn the fuel on, then you remember to turn the key on. Fires up first pull. That's pretty freaking impressive. Cooler rack on the back. You can go for a day's ride. But Cyclone 250X by Polaris. What a cool freaking thing. You just don't see those very often, and it had the variable speed transmission. So kind of like a go-kart, basically. You didn't have to shift through the gears. You didn't have to worry about anything. Just get on and go. So we'll bring y'all a cool video of all of them, but the really nice one of these is an impressive, very, very impressive unit. So, all right, I guess that's all for in here. A little bit of equipment. The Bobcat, the John Deere, the Vermeer is not for sale yet, but it will be. But Bobcat S64, R Series, and the John Deere there, those are still for sale. That's all we got in this building for now. Be back in a little bit.